Jones, hey. Greg DeVille was at it, man. Hey, if you want the real, holla at Greg DeVille. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg DeVille. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker? You wanna be broke? You wanna be the joker? You wanna be the joker? You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams, and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation, make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg DeVille help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg DeVille. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg DeVille. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.
All right, good morning, Las Vegas. It's Friday morning. We're excited as usual. We're so excited. We're always here. Monday, we were here at 10 a.m. It's Friday at 9 a.m. when you're listening to the live show with Greg DeVille. The real estate, sir, ma'am. We are the real estate company, the largest black-owned firm in Nevada. We are excited about that information. Want to let you know right now, sales are up. Things are looking really well in the industry. If you've been considering selling your home, now is a great time to sell your home. And you can get the great equity, that's in your property. Good morning, Ron. How you doing, sir? All right, listen, great time to sell that home. Get that equity. Use the equity to purchase something. A gentleman called me, been listening to my show for a while. He said, I need more space. I say, let's use the equity in your home. So we found what the price is or the value of the property is. The value of the property, he has over $235,000 in equity. What can you do with the equity? Well, we sell your home, use the equity towards your $600,000 purchase, meaning you're going to put $200 on that. And now you're going to power $400,000 as the loan amount. Now, guess what? That's good stuff, because nowhere else could you find $200,000 to put on a house, except you own a home and you have equity, and now you're making it work. 702-515-4100, or you could text me, 702-787-7559. Interest rates are going up right now, so if you want to get into a home, this is the time, as the rates are increasing. So you've got equity in your home. Now, many have, unfortunately, during pandemic, we've lost family and loved ones, and many owned real estate. And because they own real estate, now they didn't have a trust in place. Now, I know families have wills and things like that, but just so you understand, a trust is needed in Nevada. Put your items in a trust. Now, the trust, in turn, will give you the opportunity, your time goes or comes, guess what? Your affairs are in order. And that's what we talk about right here on the Greg DeVille Let's Talk Real Estate Show, is getting your affairs in order. Understand this, that, that house something has to be done with it. Now, at the end of the day, if you lost a loved one, there is no trust in place, you will have to go to probate. Now, so far this year, we've done about 6. We have one closing here in the next couple of weeks. It's a probate sale. What that means is the person died intestate, meaning they did not leave a will and trust. So the property goes to probate, which in turn means the court decides on the final, who gets to be the executor of the estate, things like that. So if you have siblings, it is advised that you all come together. Who's going to be the executor? Who's going to be the big brother, big sister? It might be the younger. Someone has to sign the documents. It's all split between everyone, no matter how many siblings there are. Okay? Now, so just so you understand, this is how the real estate industry works. So no will, no trust, probate is the matter. Now, if you have your home and you want to sell your home, it's a great time to sell. If you're upside down in your mortgage, right now is a great time to sell that home. We have multiple offer situations right now where people are making 5, 6 offers above appraisal sometimes. I mean, it's just where it's at. We're in a challenging market. So I was talking to one of my great agents on yesterday, and he's moving back out of state, and we're going to be putting his property up for sale. Now, it's a gorgeous, I want to say 4-bedroom with the pool in Aliante. Gorgeous home. 3,000 square feet, somewhere in that number. I think he might have said 3,200. Nonetheless, 2-story home, 3-car garage with the pool. If you're interested, contact the team, 702-787-7559. If you're looking and you're actively approved, now, let me explain. Before you call, you need to be pre-approved with a lender. You need to know what is your buying power. What is the amount that you qualify up to with a lender, knowing what you qualify for. Very, very important. You don't go to the mall without checking your credit card balance. You need to know how much you have to spend before you go to the mall. Is that right? Well, the home shopping is the mall. So before you go home shopping, before we start looking into homes, I tell people stay off the internet until you know how much you can afford. That's right. Stay off the internet. No, you looking. You don't know what you qualify for. The last person did that right about 385, they didn't qualify but 350. So while you guessing, you need to just contact the team. Let us set you with a lender so you can know exactly. You spending time days and nights looking at property. Why don't you call the team? 702-515-4100. Get your pre-approval started. Let's find out where you qualify. Once we know where you qualify, guess what? From there, the sky's the limit. Now, remember, we're not in the low ball market, so we're not bidding low. Because people are getting above appraisal. Why would they even entertain a low ball? Fellas, yeah, we got this bad. You know, you want to take 5,000 off the price. Listen, hear me well. We're not in that market. This is a seller's market. In the seller's market, what happens here? The seller has options. So why would he take your low ball? I just put a home on the market and got 25,000 above appraisal. Why would he go for yours 5,000 below list price, right? So let's be realistic. And that's what the Greg DeVille show is all about. It's educating and empowering the community to know what's available, to know what season you're in. We're not in that buyer season where buyers are hungry. They'll even pay your closing costs. Listen, you've got to have some skin in the game to get in this game. You've got to have some funds in the bank, a 401k. Now, let me mention the 401k, because many of you could purchase a home with your 401k without penalty. What does that mean? That means that you can borrow this money to purchase a home without being penalized at up to 10% that you would normally be penalized to use your funds, because they're your funds, but they're in that housed in that market where if you want to borrow from it, right? But now for purchasing a home, many say, I didn't know that. And we've sold many families homes using their 401k. Now, you only need a 580 credit score. Veterans, by the way, I was talking to my lender yesterday. He said, DeVille, I get him in with a 560 credit score. My God, that's good stuff, man. I'm excited. So listen, we're going to have a call coming in today. So we have some funding available with the down payment. If you've got $5,000, he said, man, I can match it times 4. That's $20,000. So listen, if you got some skin in the game, now you will need some closing costs. Okay. So for more information, this show is not long enough. It only gives us 30 minutes. I try to give as much information as I can, but just keep in mind, the funding it's available. It's here for you to use, but this particular program, is going to require that you have some skin in the game. In other words, you got to have a little money in the bank, a little savings, so that you can use these funds to assist in your down payment. Now, keep it in mind as well. Remember, as a gentleman in LA used to always say, remember that owning a home is a fixed rate. So do away with all this landlord raising the rent just overnight. Your lease ends. Now he's going to a 6-month lease. Not only that, he's going up $500. $350 has been an average so far that I've been hearing. And not only that, a lot of landlords are selling. So last year, one landlord went up $400. This year, he's selling the house. So he went up from $1,400 to $450 actually. So he went from $1,400 to $1,850 on the tenant last year. This year, he says, hey, I'm selling the house altogether. So he didn't just raise the rent. You got to go. And so we're dealing with that in the Valley right now. And many of you that are listening statewide, nationwide. I'm sure everywhere. I was listening to the news in Florida. There was a lady lived in a house for about 10 years. The owner went up 100%. He raised the rent $1,000 whole dollars. She's paying $1,100. Now it's $2,100. I'm just telling you. So, rather than sit around and wait, contact the team. Find out where you are. If you say, well, my credit bad, how bad is it? Find out how bad. What do you need to do? Sometimes it's not as bad as you think. Actually, oftentimes, it's not as bad as you think. Really. 702-515-4100. 702-515-4100. The median home price right now, guess what? It's about $450,000. So Vegas has increased in value. Now, those of you that are waiting on a bubble, you keep waiting. You keep waiting because right now we're stabling off. We don't have those. First, you need to understand what created the bubble. We did away with that ARM, the adjustable rate mortgage. We did away with the stated income. We did away with access to appraisers, because all of these things in compilation created this mess, right? You had interest only loans. Now there's still some interest only. There's still some ARMs available, but not for owner occupancy loans. Okay. If you want to occupy, we advise you to get into a fixed rate. Know what your rate is. Now, within a year, in many cases, on-time payments, you can refinance, keep your score. You could do some cash out. Listen, there's a great opportunity available. But one thing about this is that your rate will always remain the same. So you don't have to worry anymore. But this is going to happen if you don't make the contact to DeVille Realty, 702-515-4100. Greg DeVille, Team DeVille, the name you need to know right here in the Valley. This is what we do. We've been doing this 7th year right here at KCP, the People Station. We've been helping the people. That's what we do. And we're excited. This is our God-given mission and assignment. We've helped more families get into homes through the Greg DeVille Let's Talk Real Estate show. That's right. Many of you hear us. Let me pause. Let me pump the brake. Let me park right here for a moment and appreciate the many of you who share the information about Greg DeVille, Team DeVille, DeVille Realty Group. My team is awesome. My wife is on the team. She's the lead with me. Listen, I'll tell you what, the lovely Marquetta DeVille, absolutely gorgeous. And I'm telling you, it's got the business on point. So we have 3 locations. I work more out of the Henderson area. We've got the Northwest Centennial, North Las Vegas area there. And we got a virtual office over in Boca Park. If you need to meet us, we need to talk. Hey, listen, we could be all around the valley, Green Valley, Henderson. This is what we do. This is what we do. We're excited about it. It's fun. And I'm really having fun. I'm living my best life, knowing that I'm helping people get into what they only dreamed about. And that's home ownership. We only dreamed about it. So as I mentioned, the median home price is about $450,000. Many are putting their homes on the market because you're behind with your mortgage. Now, let's talk about that for a moment, because being behind in your mortgage is not the end of the world. Now, I know many of you are waiting for modifications, but I would say this, as I mentioned to another gentleman who's heard the show, and several of you have called, and we made a move. Now, what this gentleman did, and so many others, but his decision was, let's find out what it would sell for while we're waiting, right, on the modification. So in the event it doesn't, we're not losing time, because it could take 3-4 weeks, a month to find out if they're going to work with you on the modification. Well, you're behind schedule with this house because the mortgage payment is coming due again. So every month you miss a mortgage payment, you got late fees as well as the mortgage payment that's due. Now, remember, as many of you are aware, back in October, the forbearance ended. So I know some of you are just getting back to work, trying to catch up. You're working really, really hard. But these foreclosure departments are beginning, and we talked to Ms. Conway recently, and she's stating that the foreclosure filings have started to increase. What does that mean? Mean more banks are filing more foreclosures. Now, let me say, if you know someone who's dealing with this, a family member, okay, you need to let them know. Read your mail, because in that letter is going to determine if there's a sale date. What is that sale date? Meaning they're going to sell it at the auction block. Now, if they sell that property, that means you may have a month to move out. I've had people knock at the door. They bought a home from a home I was trying to sell from the auction, and, they foreclosed on it. Now, I don't want to scare you, but I want you to be realistic, not thinking you have a whole lot of time. right? But we need to be action takers. Let's take action and understand it's time to make a decision. If you can't make the payment, if you can't catch up on the rears, we may have to sell it. So you'll have to downsize for a moment. You may have to have an apartment for a moment. But guess what? The advantage is you'll be back. You'll be back again, okay? So keep in mind, the great opportunities are available. 702-515-4100 or 702-787-7559. Roman, hey, good morning down there in Dallas, Texas. All right, Hudson, good to have you tuning in. Miss Mimi, all right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Miss Mimi Smith, thank you for tuning in, you all. I want to give a big shout out this morning to the many of you who, again, have referred DeVille Realty. That's very, very important to know that you feel so great that we're doing what we're doing and you have confidence in us. We thank you. Many blessings to you. We thank you. Want to also make note, there's some down payment funding available. We were out of money last week, but I just got from a nonprofit agency says, oh, we have some money available to assist the first-time home buyer. So I want to make sure you get that information. Contact the team. We'll set you up. Now, you know, every second Saturday of each month, we offer the home buyer education. So my job is to educate the community, give you information. Now, the HUD agency will, give you a certificate, which empowers you up to that $20,000 that's available. Now, you will have, on this particular program, you will have to have some skin in the game. Okay, some money. You'll have to have some money. He said, if they have $5,500, he said, I can meet the rest up to $25,000. I said, wow. Okay. So I will let them know on the radio, those that are listening, you've been waiting. You've been putting it off. And so with the landlords doing what they're doing, it's making many of you take the opportunity to finally look in the I meet families who call me and they say, man, I've been listening to you for years. And it took the landlord, to raise the rent $500 for you to contact. Nonetheless, we appreciate you making the call. All right. Yes. Miss Mimi said, you did it. You helped Sam and I in 20 days. Thank you for the shout out. Yes. Good morning. Thank you, Miss Smith. Yes, we did. Miss Mimi Smith, we got them. They've been listening to my show. Wow. Miss Mimi, this has been about 7 years. We've been doing this and we continue. I don't always get to follow back and come back but I'm so glad you tune in on the show and that you all tell others. Tell others. If you're a realtor listening to the show, maybe for the first time or you regularly listen, you're not getting business. We have business. Come over to DeVille. Pick the location you want to work from. It's enough for everybody. You don't have to be threatened by other realtors, but some companies make it challenging. I won't get into it, but nonetheless, DeVille Realty, we're helping families. If you want to get into the community action, what we're doing, listen, it's a great time. Roderick Swift. Hey, brother. All right. How you doing, man? Listen. So as, the loan practices right now, you need to talk to a lender. Number one, before you can get into a home, you need to talk to a lender. Now, we work with about 9 different lenders, VA lenders. And let me say to the veterans, thank you for your service. If you're a veteran and you're renting, shame on you. If you're a veteran and you're renting, shame on you. And I say that with all due respect, but you don't have to. You don't need a 401k. You don't need a down payment program. You have a VA loan backing you. Down payment backing. Come on. Why are you paying rent for the man to go up on the rent? Oh, you like the house. You like where it's located. But it's not yours. If he decides to sell next month, maybe you paid this month, right? Yesterday was the 5th. Rent was due. You paid. But when the lease expires, as gorgeous as the house is, as lovely as the community is you live in, you're only renting. And the fact is, you probably paid the house off if you've been there too long, right? You probably paid the house off. So I want to make sure that you understand. If you're a veteran, even if you've used your certificate before, you're entitled to use it again. I know somebody said, really? If you have a grandparent that has, they're on a fixed income. Listen, they could pay the rent where they're at. Okay. Surely they could pay a mortgage. If you can, the rent prices today, if you can pay these rent prices, listen, you could pay a mortgage because that's about where they are. And the sad note of it all is these landlords are increasing the rent but their mortgage hasn't changed. That's right. I'm exposing that demon. Because that's a foul demon going around raising the rent $400, $500 for no apparent reason. His mortgage is fixed. I'm going to bust it smooth out. He doesn't have an increase at $500. He may have went out and refinanced it and took some money. But even with that, $500? See, yeah, that demon need to be exposed. And you all that are renting, you need to stop giving into that. Well, I can't help. Listen, let's work on your credit. If that's the issue, maybe you need a second job. Listen, let me say this. Where we're headed right now, it's going to be roommate time. Because for one house, for you to pay for, you may have to start roommating. You and your sister get together. You lived as a kid together, so you're adults. You have your own, get a 4-bedroom, go in together. You and your brother go in together. Guess what's going to happen with that? You go in together and you purchase a home. Now you're on a fixed rate. Now you stay together 3 or 4 years. You stayed together 16, 17 years when you grew up. You didn't move out till you were 20 when you went to college or whatever. So here's what I'm trying to let you know. The way the rents are coming in right now, if you and a family member get together, I just sold a home with 3 family members got together to purchase a 5-bedroom home. 3 of you get together, go in. If one's credit is weak, do what you need to. Let the lender show you what to do. But I'm telling you right now, a lady called me crying last week, said, Mr. DeVille, I can't afford the increase, $350. She said, I can't, I'm a single mother. I can't afford that increase. And what can I do? I said, the only option is you're going to have to room up with somebody. Because if you can't afford the increase because you don't have enough income to be able to sustain everything you're doing, we're coming into roommates now. You and your kids may have to take a room, or you and 2 rooms for you and 2 rooms for your family member. Their kids have a room and they have a room. It's temporary. It's just temporary. But if that's what you have to do, guess what? That's what you have to do. 702-515-4100, 702-515-4100. Greg DeVille, Team DeVille, DeVille Realty Group. Again, the many of you that just don't understand this, Paige Oliver just said, she said, I've had 3 rent increases in 6 months. Look at this. She said, I just received notice that I will have a $200 increase in June. See, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So what you need to do, Paige Oliver, you need to contact the team. Let's find out what you need to do to get in position to purchase a home. Okay? She said the owners will not let me sign a lease, so they will continue to raise my rent. Ain't that something? And they're the landlords, so they don't have, there's no law that makes them. This is the kind of, I'm live on Facebook. I'm reading you what this individual just posted. Miss Oliver just posted that she had 3 increases in rent in 6 months. Are you tired of this? Then you need to make a move. That next new move needs to be your best move. 702-787-7559. If you can't talk, text, and we'll get back with you on it. We need to get you with a lender. Need to find out, because that's what the landlords do. They don't have to sign a lease with you. Huh? She said the landlords won't let her sign a lease, so they will continue to raise her rent. Isn't that crazy? 702-787-7559. Find out what you need to do. So you can't move because it's going to cost you 3 times the amount. You got to just pay it. People say, I'm going to move. You cannot afford to move because $400 increase. I'm telling you, number one, finding a place to rent is challenging. Okay. Maybe an apartment might be best. DeVille Realty, we don't really do rentals because we have a problem just like you do. I was talking to a property management. They want a 650 credit score to rent their properties. I said, I can get you in a home with a 600 credit score to purchase a property. Now, you go do the math. What are you waiting on? If I can get you in to purchase a home with a 600, this guy said you need a 650 to rent, and they could go up any given time. They don't have to sign a lease. This lady said 3 months, they've increased 3 times. That's brutal. That's a demonic foul spirit. I'll call it what it is. It's a demonic foul spirit. If you listen to me and you're a landlord and you're doing that crazy stuff, shame on you. You're in a position to be a blessing. But that's all right. Remember, karma's real. Karma's real. Wish no ill on anyone, but I'll tell you what, you do that buffoonery to people, that's just a shame. And I would hope that the commissioners and someone, we get something done, pass legislation that would allow landlords not to be able to increase as they do. Because it's sad. It's very, very sad. But what can we do, right? There is no law against it. At least put a cap of increase of rent, right? At least put a cap on it so that you know how far you can go. All right? Miss Smith? Yes. Thank you again. Yes, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I'm just reading from the screen here. Okay, Miss Olive, we'll be looking to hear from you. But it's sad. It's a sad time we're in. But there's good news. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not a freight train. God is going to come through on your behalf. I believe it because he's God like that. But you have to do your part. Make contact with those people who are putting you in the position to get favor. This is what DeVille Realty does. We give you and connect you with the right people. We're puzzle connectors. We put the right pieces together to make this thing work and give the big picture. What is that? Homeownership. Greg DeVille, DeVille Realty. I love it. It's exciting. It really is. And this is what we do. We want to continue to fight to get families in. Now remember, don't go to the new home builder without representation. If you can't reach DeVille, call. I don't care what realtor you call. I don't worry about realtors. No competitions. Listen, realtors. It's enough for everybody. Listen, if you're looking to purchase, do not go to the new home builder without a realtor. Now, hopefully, if you hear me, you use me, right? You use my team. We have a team of 42. My team is 42 agents, 3 locations, right? So my team, one of us, contact the office, text 702-787-7559. If you go to the new home builder, you have just knocked out your representation because that agent doesn't represent you. They represent the new home builder. And you can't come back with representation once you go in. So I recommend contact a realtor. If not DeVille, contact any realtor. It's realtors all over. Listen. There's 15,000 realtors in Las Vegas. Listen, there's enough to go around. Just don't go into without a realtor. HUD said, thanks for the knowledge, my dude. We will be using you again for sure. Listen, we thank you. Appreciate what you're doing, contacting, working with us. Do us a favor. Tell a friend for us so that we can help more people get into having their own. Because right now, landlords are going crazy. Just what I thought they went out and bought a new car. That may be what they're doing. Okay, went out and bought a new car and now I'm making you pay for it. Listen, we got to make a change. Things have got to happen. Things have got to change, and it's going to start with you. That's right. You're gonna make the first move. You're gonna contact Greg DeVille's team, Team DeVille, and shout out to the team. The team is awesome, man. She said, HUD says, we telling everybody about you. Listen, 7 years. I've been 40 years in real estate. Started on the flip side of real estate. Now we're in the flips and sales. About to retire from the flip, though. About to retire. So again, time is expired. Time is winding up. But there is some money available. So if you know someone, I want to ask you all again to get together, family members. I love my Latino community because they do it well. They do it very well with getting together, purchasing a home. And if we could do that in our community, in the Black community, get together. Brothers and sisters, you guys get along, get a house together. Stop letting these landlords take advantage of you. All right. Listen, I want to have a great weekend, and I want you to have one too. Is that all right? I'll talk to you real soon. We'll be back on Monday at 10 a.m. Until I talk to you then, may God's best be yours. All right, everybody. That completes that show. And again, 702-787-7559. Greg DeVille, Team DeVille. This is what we do. So want to talk to you. Miss Smith said the mortgage is still $100 less than the townhome. So again, thank you. We'll talk to you again. You all have a great week. Call me 702-787-7559 or text me at that same number. If you need to sell your home, please call me direct, 702-349-0162. All right. Talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. God bless. Bye for now.